No, what's up, Ryan? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Dude, this is awesome. We finally did it. I'm so excited to have you on my show. Really amazing. Massive shout out, by the way, to Jen for all her help and patience with me. So thankful to Jen. She's really just the best.
Yeah, she is. She is great. Tremendous work.
Helped me out so much. And of course, my awesome uncle as well, who introduced us. That was just
Yeah,
very special of him. Thank him so much.
absolutely.
Anyway, so thank you, Ryan, so much for joining. And I've had some big names in hockey, but this is gonna be a good one for sure too. No,
Nice.
I actually had one of your good friends, Steven Stamkos, when you were captains for a couple of years. I had him on my show a couple of years ago. He's
No
good.
way.
He's a
That's
good guy.
incredible. That's a Hall of Famer there for sure.
Yep. You still
Pretty
stay in
good
touch with him?
resume. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Yeah, no, we saw each other over the summer this off season and hopefully we cross paths again soon enough. We'll see.
He's a great guy. Like, what was your relationship with him like? Like, you guys were close?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when I got traded here, he was the captain and we're pretty close in age and started to have we both started families pretty close in age. Our kids are and so we all live within minutes of each other, within a quick golf cart ride away from each other. So we spent a lot of time away from the rink together with family and the kids and whatnot. So obviously just a incredible hockey player, hockey mind, so easy to get along with. Loves other sports too, all that good stuff. Fantasy football, we play together, and we're still in a league together. So, it's great to call him a great friend of mine.
You're in a fantasy football league together? You have a team this year?
I'm in a handful of fantasy football leagues. I probably too many. I think I'm in 5 leagues, which I think that's too much for
Give me
somebody.
one of your
But
teams. I got to hear one of your teams.
I'll tell you my current Lightning team players that are all doing it. My team, who was my first pick? It was Neighbors. Neighbors was my first
I have
pick.
neighbors too.
And then Genty fell to me in the second. I was pretty pumped about that. He's going to get a lot of volume. Squeaked out a week 1 win. That's all that matters. Had Cortland Sutton too. He was good. I got that Jalen. I think it's Jalen Warren. Or I'm not sure. The Warren and the tight end Warren. What's his
Tyler
first?
Warren, yeah, the guy
Tyler
for the Colts,
Warren.
the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts guy. Yeah, he's been awesome at the start.
Yeah, that sounds like a great team.
Yeah. So far we're off to 1-0 start, so can't complain.
Who's got the best squad? Who's usually the guy that just like runs it up?
Genzel's got a pretty good team this year. He's got Josh Allen leading the charge, so that helps. When
Oh,
you got him at the helm, he had a good first week, but a lot of football left, so we'll see.
yeah, for sure. Okay, let's hop into hockey. Football's fun
Okay.
to talk about. Let's hop into hockey
Yeah.
then. For the second straight year, obviously, you guys took a tough playoff loss to the Panthers. And trust me, as a Leafs fan, I actually think I hate the Panthers more than you. Just I hate everything about them. They get away with way too much on the ice. Like, what do you guys do and other teams in the East as well, just to like make sure that the two-time champions don't do it again?
Yeah, I mean, you certainly know that those guys have a target on their back. They got a lot of mojo going. We won back to back ourselves in Tampa, and when you get that feeling, it's contagious, and it just kind of runs through your locker room, and they have that going for them. So that's definitely a tough recipe to beat right off the bat. But you look at their team; they're so deep. At the forward position and then the back end, they just got big guys that all defend the net hard. So you ask our forwards, it's tough to play against them each and every night and tough to get to the front of the net to try to score goals. So you really have to be opportunistic. You really have to be disciplined. Obviously, they play physical. You don't want to take unnecessary penalties. Try to beat them in the special teams game, with your power play, hopefully scoring and your penalty kill, keeping them off the board. But it's not going to be an easy game, and sometimes you really have to simplify your game. We've got a lot of skill on our team, and you want to feel like you're making plays and playing your strength out there. But a lot of times it's, simply just, putting a puck towards the net with bodies there and getting a bounce. You always hear guys say that, the Panthers got the bounces. Well, they were in the right spot too, right? They were in front of the net, and you pay a price in front of the net. Puck hits puck hits a defender, puck hits themselves and bounces right on their tape. But in the end, they're paying the price and they're putting the pucks, to those areas. So I think they play a simple game at times, and it's something that if you want to beat them, you got to do that yourself.
Yeah, they're very good at that and setting the standard, just playing simple, playing tough, playing hard.
Yeah.
And it's really the top of their team like that sets that standard. Guys like Matthew Tkachuk, like when you have your stars playing like that, it really helps out, you know?
That's what I mean. Yeah, when your top guys are doing it, it's easy for everybody to fall in line. And like I said, they've got that mojo going where everybody just wants to be a part of that group, and it's no coincidence that they're loaded up again and probably going to make a deep run again.
Speaking of top guys setting the tone by being physical, there's one player on your team, Lightning team this year, that I always knew he had the wheels. I always knew he would put up points. I'm talking about Brandon Hagel.
Yeah.
But when I saw him drop the gloves with Matthew Tkachuk at the Four Nations, I was like shocked. Like I didn't know he had that in him. Were you surprised? Did you know he had that in him?
I know he's a feisty guy, very competitive, and he'll do anything to help his team win. So in that aspect, I wasn't surprised, that he was willing to do it. I guess the stage that it was at, international competition, you don't see it as often. That part I was a little surprised, but not at all when you look at the big picture of, the first time that we had, U.S. versus Canada in a long time, and the excitement around the game, and just trying to set the tone, for your team. There's nobody better than that guy to go out there and get the party started, and try to fire up the crowd and the boys like he did. So, unbelievable guy to have on our team here in Tampa, and just plays so many different roles, and wants to play all those roles too, and wants more responsibility, more leadership, and he's going to have all those opportunities again this year, and we're going to need him.
Yeah, that game was definitely set the tone though. Three fights in the first little bit. And by the way, he was fighting against Kachuk. And that's funny because
I
the
know.
Battle of Florida and stuff, they
Yep.
go against each other so often. I want to ask you about the Battle of Florida actually. Like, do you
Yeah.
think it's the best rivalry in hockey? There's some good ones like the Battle of Ontario, the Battle of Alberta, but right now with how good both you and Florida are, both really good team with tons of talent and physicality, like we spoke of before. Like, do you think it's the best rivalry in hockey?
It's tough. It's tough to answer that. I mean, I think obviously you look at the two teams and the past success that they've had recently, with us winning a couple cups in Tampa, and now them winning a couple in Florida. It's hard not to think that there's a rivalry there, but I also played, for the New York Rangers for 8 years, and I've seen all the rivalries that they have. Just the history that some of these teams have against other franchises is kind of tough to replicate. I guess for us here in the Battle of Florida, but there's no doubt that we're growing it, and we're growing a reputation with all the success that we've had recently, and that's how you build those rivalries for long term. But I can't say we're probably at the top of the list just because of the history of some other teams around the league that have been around for longer, and had a little bit more history against each other. But we're definitely getting up there, and it's fun that the rivalry has sparked that much interest around the league.
Right, for sure. Yeah, everybody loves watching it, that's for sure. So I want to dial in on your game for a second and ask you something specific about your shot blocking. Not many guys are like willing at all to get in front of shots like you are. You're throwing yourself out there, diving to block a shot. And as a Leafs fan, we this past year got to know a lot about that with Chris Tanev, who's pretty fearless in blocking shots. But you specifically, have you like always been this way? Something you've been willing to do, or was there like a time in your career that you were just like, I got to start doing this better. I got to just put in more effort on it.
Yeah, I had a great defensive coach when I started out at Wisconsin, Mark Osiki, and coming from high school hockey, where you don't get a lot of time to maybe work on the individual fundamentals of playing defense, just a shorter season and whatnot. But now when I went to college, where I was really able to hone in, that was an area that he kind of taught our whole group as a decor that you want to install this in your game. It's got to be a part of you. your teammates are going to see that. They're going to take pride in that, and it's going to become contagious within a team and help you win games. And so that's what I really started to work on it. He'd shoot tennis balls at us, and we'd practice our form, so you're going down on one knee and not falling over or sliding all over the place, and had a little bit of technique and balance to it, timing the shot, when the shot's gonna actually happen. If there's a fake, can you recover and get back again? All those little things that we'd work on. Started that first year in college, and credit to him, he was a NHL player too that played for a long time and was known for playing in the hard areas and doing the hard things like that. And I've seen it pay off for our teams over the years, and it's something that I'll continue to do to help inspire the guys.
Definitely, definitely works.
Yeah.
Wins championships clearly. So yeah, you know, I want to ask you about representing your country because you've done that before, and everybody knows how special that is. But the Four Nations Cup between Canada and America, we spoke about how incredible it was, and just in general, American hockey, how it's gotten to like a new level. Like, what do you attribute that to? Like, if you had to pick one player right now, like, who would you consider like the face of American hockey?
I mean, I think it's probably hard not to say Austin Matthews, just with the goal scoring ability. Um, I still think Patrick Kane is an iconic player too for the Americans, and even though he wasn't on the Four Nations, you can't think of USA Hockey and not think of him and what he has accomplished, and what he's about to accomplish might become the all-time US leading point getter in the NHL. That's a pretty incredible feat. But yeah, Austin Matthews, I think just with the goal scoring ability that he's been able to have in his career, it's always been known that Canada has goal scorers, super talents, elite players, and it's great to see an American player lead the league in scoring in a certain season, and set records for goals, and just be one of those elite goal scorers that it seems like Canada's had for many years, and has more than one on that they can count on. And for us, I think it's great to see, him continue, Matthews continue to play at such a high level.
Yeah, Austin's great. And as a
Yeah.
defenseman who's gone up against him countless times, like with that quick release, how hard is it to guard? Like that, like how do you defend that even?
It's crazy, yeah. You think you're close enough to him. You think you've got a chance to disrupt it, and he just pulls it so quick and gets that shot away. And I think with him too, he's a very unselfish player. He's not looking to be the guy that has to get the shot off every time. He really doesn't force it. He's such a good playmaker and has a great vision that if he is covered, and maybe he'll get a half decent shot away, but there's a guy that has a better chance, he's able to get that puck to him too. So that's what makes those guys so difficult, is when they're unselfish like that and have the playmaking ability like Matthews has, that he makes everybody around him so much better.
Yeah, he's got that star power effect on everyone, that's for sure. And
Hmm.
speaking of stars, actually, there's some incredible stars around the league right now. Like David Draisaitl, McKinnon, we mentioned Matthews, Pasternak. The list literally goes on. But in my mind, right up there, near the top of the list, has to be Nikita Kucherov. Just the way he impacts the game is ridiculous. 5-on-5s, his zone entries, course the power play. What do you think separates Nikita from other elite players?
I mean, his intelligence is just off the charts. It's like he honestly knows where all the other guys on the ice are, opposition, the opposing team, as well as our own players. And it's like he's playing a video game out there in slow mo, and he can switch players at any time because he's directing us where to go.
My
And
favorite player to play with on Shell, by the way.
is he?
So fun to play with.
No, I know. I couldn't imagine. I mean, it's so fun to practice with this guy. I mean, I get so excited. Even, we got a week left of camp. Tomorrow I'll be on the ice with him, just a few guys working on different skills, and the way he thinks the game, the way he practices the game. Um, his dedication to his craft is second to none. I mean, the guy just lives on an ice rink, and it's no coincidence that he goes out there and he's so consistent, counted on by us, our team so much, and like you said, he still has a great amount of fun while he's playing too. Sometimes you think these guys are just working, 100 miles an hour and just and getting stressed out. But for him, he enjoys the game so much. So that's what makes it fun going to the rink and going into a game with him every night is that he's having fun out there with us.
He looks like he's having fun. And you said sleeping at the rink. That reminded me of the John Tavares commercial where he's like sleeping on the ice with a bed, and then he's like lights out or something, and the lights goes out in the arena. It's really funny. But yeah, back to Kucherov for a second. Like, is he like a vocal leader in the room as well? Like, what's he like as a leader?
He has. He's definitely taken a big step there. Obviously, he's been wearing an A here for the last couple of years, and is he's been on our championship winning team, so he's got a big voice in our room, and he knows the right times when to speak up, and we definitely listen, and the forwards they definitely listen to him when he's talking to them one on one. But in the room, yeah, he's got a great awareness of where our team is at and different things that might help us win a game. And seems like as the game gets going, especially going into that third period, is when he speaks up the most, when he knows the game's on the line and we need to figure out a way to come back or figure out a way to hold on to a lead. So it's great to see him take that next step for us.
So last question, Ryan. Um, how could I not ask you about fellow defenseman and teammate Victor Hedman? Dude is ridiculous. You've played with so many defensemen before, but I think Victor's in a league of his own. His size, his skating ability, his vision, his patience. I had Kevin Fiala on my show, and something he told me was that Hedman is the hardest player he's ever had to face. Is he hands down the best defenseman in the league? I think he is.
I mean, the size and the skating ability, like you said, that just puts him, at a different level right off the bat. You can't teach size, number one, right? There's just the laws of physics. He's just harder to get around. You got to skate that much faster. You got to be that much stronger to get around him or get through him. And then you got his reach, with a stick that, again, that's just physics. It's harder to get around that length that he has. And so defensively, makes him so tough to play against. And then you talk about him on the offensive side, his patience, his vision, that's part of his game that is definitely taken off. And, for our group, he plays close to 30 minutes a night, between power play and PK, and another guy that just thrives on wanting to be in those roles and do whatever he can to help the team win. So it's just contagious through your room when you've got a guy that is that gifted, that skilled, but is really doing it in the right manner to try to help the team win. And it's a huge reason why we had our success winning cups and hopefully more here in the future.
Ryan, thank you so much for doing this, taking your time, joining me out of your busy schedule to join me on Jake's Takes. This is really special. I really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy our time together?
Yeah, buddy. Thanks so much. I wish you all the best with your podcast, and it's sounds like you got a great resume of some guys getting on here. So happy to be a part of it, and look forward to seeing where it goes in the future.